So here we go with another reboot of a classic, well-known character.
You are my buddy.
A classic, well-known character, but this time with...
Until the end.
Weird. But this time, will they get the character right? What the hell? Huh. This is odd. It's almost as if I'm in a different location now. Everything looks different, and I've grown a beard. It's almost like this part was shot a good amount of time after the review was. Oh well. As long as I don't call attention to it, nobody should notice.
What the? You better give my movie a good review, or I'll cut you up like a hot ham.
Ah! 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 The fuck? Fucking hell. Child's Play 2019 is a reboot of the 1980s classic Child's Play. This is kind of a weird reboot though, because while yeah, it is a reboot of the original movie, it's not directly connected to it, because that original Child's Play series is still ongoing till this day. But through something to do with rights and who owns what, where, how, and when, they've apparently now got 2 Child's Plays going on. This time around, there's not really any magic going on. It's not a serial killer that used voodoo magic to get inside of a doll before he died. No, now Chucky's more of a malfunctioning appliance. And really, in our day and age of technology, it just kind of works. He's kind of a physical manifestation of those AI assistants that we all have on our smartphones. And he can connect through Bluetooth to all the other devices in the world and in your home and make things easier, ideally. But of course there's this one doll that all the safeguards have been cut off on, which through a course of events leads him to be a psychotic killer. I actually really like this movie. It was a good time from beginning to end. And that's coming from a fan of the original Child's Play and all the Child's Play movies that came after. This one is definitely different from those original movies, both in story and in tone. But if you look at it less trying to compare it to the original and just as a standalone movie on its own, it's an entertaining good time. As far as slasher horror movies go, the story's pretty good. I mean, it's nothing amazing and nothing super memorable, but it's a good time and it progresses our characters to places that we need them to be to have a good time with. It's also pretty damn funny in a really dark humor kind of way. It's not as tongue-in-cheek and fourth wall breaking as, say, Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky were, but it also doesn't take itself as serious as Child's Play 1 and 2 did, and 3 to a degree. This movie knows what it is, and it runs with it and has a good time. And there's even a few parts in the movie that you kind of feel for the character of Chucky. The character doesn't start out as a psychopathic toaster. No, it starts out as it's supposed to be, as a virtual assistant. But real, not virtual. You know what I mean. But since its safeguards have all been removed, it starts picking up on things and perceiving obstacles to it and its owner Andy's relationship. And it comes to the logical conclusion to remove those obstacles. Unfortunately, those obstacles are usually people, and by remove, he murders them. But in his defense, he kind of got that from the kid because the kid was sitting around watching a bunch of horror movies, laughing his ass off, and Chucky, while he was learning, perceived that as a good thing that he was laughing at these horrific acts on TV. Either way, carnage ensues, and it's a damn good time. The movie does have some really gory, fun kills too, but it does stay fairly subdued throughout the majority of the film. There's bursts of violence here or there, but as a whole, it's more Chucky being creepy and saying weird things. Until the end, when everything's thrown out the door and he goes fucking insane. The end of this movie is batshit insane in a good way. I won't ruin it, but just know that there's a lot of blood, there's some drones, and some other toys that get involved, and it's a really good fucking time. For the most part, they do a pretty good job of distinguishing themselves in the original. Besides the namesakes of some of the characters, they don't really cram in a bunch of homages from the original movie. Until the end, there are a couple of them that all of a sudden out of nowhere come up, and they're a bit too on the nose for me, but they didn't ruin the experience by any means. And is that an Office Space reference at the end of the movie? Or did I just take it that way? The special effects in this movie are really good too. It seems like the vast majority of them are practical. And if they're not, they definitely look practical, so they fooled me. There is some CG here and there, that's for sure. But you know, it's 2019. That's just the world we live in. But it's all used fairly sparingly, and it's not in-your-face obnoxious. The majority of the gore, from as far as I could tell, was practical. And it looks really cool. There's a scene in a watermelon patch that would definitely be one of the standout kills in the movie. Those drones were pretty badass though. All in all though, all the special effects, be they CG or practical, look really good here. The performances here are pretty much what you expect from this type of flick. Nobody's terrible by any means, but nobody's gonna win any awards for it either. Seems like everybody's having a pretty good time with it, and it shows. Mark Hamill provides the voice of Chucky this time around, as opposed to Brad Dourif, who has been Chucky's voice since its inception. While Hamill as the voice of Chucky is good, I didn't really see the reason for having someone like Mark Hamill be Chucky, besides being able to put his name at the top of the post. Not that the performance is bad, it's just that Chucky in this one, for the most part, is pretty subdued and robotic, which makes sense considering the story. Once again, not that Hamill was bad here, I just feel like it was kind of wasted, and pretty much anybody could have given that performance. They never did the Chucky laugh either. You know the one, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, I know they're trying to distinguish themselves, but it's the fucking Chucky laugh. You gotta do that. I don't know, with Mark Hamill doing it, he probably would have come off sounding like the Joker or something. All in all, I had a really good time with this movie. It's a fun, entertaining ride. It's not going to replace the original, and it's not a classic. But it's a good time, and it's definitely worth a rent. It's a lot funnier than I thought it would be, too. So there it is, guys, my review of Child's Play 2019. If you enjoyed and want more content like this, hit that subscribe button and help my little channel grow. If you liked what I had to say, give me a thumbs up. If not, let me know in the comments below why. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.
This is for Tupac.
Where'd that knife go?
This is for Tupac.